Hey yo, G Dash, boy, take your hat off. Fine. This week on Hats Off with G Dash Jones.
Y'all know what it is. You're watching G Dash Jones Hats Off. Y'all know what it is. Hats off. Y'all see the hats in the back. Gotta let that get in your spirit. Yes, Lord. Woo. You're watching Hats Off with your boy G Dash Jones. Yes. And that was Moving On by Darnell Miller. If y'all don't know, listen, Darnell Miller putting out new music. You better get it fast. Okay. Don't hurt yourself. Okay. Don't cheat yourself. Again, that is Moving On by Darnell Miller featuring Chris Stevens. Oh, the vibes is vibing, the bops is bopping. That's a fact. Now, today, oh man, today we got the episode of Hats Off. Who we got today? If y'all don't know, right? The man, the myth, the legend, comedic extraordinaire, right? Literally, he done made you laugh before. He's gonna make you laugh again. I promise you he will. I ain't got nothing to do with it. He will, right? But we gonna talk to the man, the myth, the legend. He goes by the name Ty Breakout. Jamison, that's a fact. Oh man. Second, it let me accept him to join this right here. We're gonna get to cooking. Yeah. Listen, we're gonna talk about he got everything from the Gig Roll podcast to we're gonna talk about all of that. His role, my man, Breakout. Woo! What's good, brother? How you feeling?
Baby? See, I'm on
Yeah.
vacation mode. Dad, shirt, everything. You see what I'm saying? I'm in the garden. Let's get it, brother. It's cooking out this motherfucker, too.
That's a fact. Oh man. So okay, right. So I'm gonna start off with it. Now you've been how long? First, tell the people about yourself a little bit.
Fell in love with comedy when I was a kid. Let me tell you something, G. When I was a kid, my pop used to work the middle shift, and he used to get home maybe about 11:30, something like that. 11:40. I used to like kind of sit up. You know how you are, a little kid, and he always come in the house watch Johnny Carson. As a little kid, and he watched Johnny Carson. Johnny Carson always had great comedians on there. I mean, like Rich Little, Bill Cosby back then, Richard Pryor, you name it, George Carlin, Joan Rivers, all the legendary people. Godfrey Cambridge, just legends would be on there, and I love watching them do their thing, and you know, that was just the beginnings of it right there. I used to love that shit, man.
Wait, okay, so you're watching Johnny Carson. Here's Johnny. Listen, some of y'all don't know what that is. Don't you dare age me, okay? What we not gonna do is age me because you didn't know. You got to YouTube it anyway.
So for some of y'all that's really young enough, Jay Leno took over for Johnny Carson. Johnny Carson retired, and Jay Leno, who was one of his favorite comedians, took over, and that's how Jay Leno got in that Tonight Show. That was the Tonight Show. So that's what it was. So you know,
and if y'all even younger than that, that's how you got Jimmy Kimmel. So some of y'all want to know how y'all got Jimmy Kimmel, Conan O'Brien, all of them. It all started. They didn't have all these people at one time.
Didn't.
It was just one. It was Johnny Carson.
It was just one. It was Johnny Carson, and then like he went in later. It would be David Letterman after him. So that's when we was kids. You know what I'm saying? So it would go like that. But no, that's the day. That's when the seed was planted. And then my peoples used to, Saturday night. Folks didn't go out like back in the day. My Saturday nights at the crib, my peoples was at the crib, got the box playing. They told the kids to go upstairs. Remember them days? Why y'all there? My mom used to cuss me out. You'd come down, get some water, but you being newsy. You know what I mean? My mom like, everybody would stop talking and look at you. Can I help you? Can I help you? That was a little death stare too. Remember, you got shook if your mom said, I just want to get some water. Get some water. Take your ass back up them steps. But then they would be playing like Red Fox records, and like Richard Pryor records and shit like that. So, we sit on the steps and listen and laugh and shit, me and my cousins and stuff. So it was like from them days, man.
Wait, so
That's all. Then Eddie,
how did you go from hearing it to wanting to do it?
being silly in school, I was always one of them ranker jokers, roasting. You know what I mean? Back in them days, and it sound like I hate saying that shit, G. Back in them days, you could ride somebody else's bus. You could just jump on somebody's bus. You know what I mean? You could get on somebody else. Now they got it tracked everything, but you could just get on another bus and we ride on the bus and rank on somebody. Go, oh, get on the bus. We rank on the bus, busting jokes all the way home, man. So and then from there I was in. As I got to be a grown up, I was a joker, and then I was working at St. Francis when I was a young boy, and somebody's like, "Man, you should take that shit to the stage." So I started giving it a try, good brother. Here they had a comedy cabaret here. I wasn't that good. I didn't know what I was doing.
Wait,
I'm standing up there.
Okay. So did you bomb your first time? Like, do you remember your first show?
Pretty much, I was up there just rambling. Just rambling. I'm talking about somebody at work. Listen what you learn. I'm talking about some dude at work that people don't know who I'm talking about. It was funny with the people at work, but with some audience who does not know who you're talking about, it wasn't that funny. So that was one of the first things I learned. I can't remember who the host was, a guy named Gary something. And he was like, man, you might want to be more relevant. I don't think they knew what you were talking about. I could hear it was funny to you. That's what he said. But I don't think they know what you're talking about. You need to be a little more relevant with your audience. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. Then I went up to the comic strip live. I started working on it, went to the comic strip live, and they had they used to have put this call out, and people was lined the hell up, and they give you a date, and you go back on that date. And when you go back on that date, my shit was like in the afternoon, like 4:00 in the afternoon. That was west side of Central Park, where that club was, I believe. And it was a lady named Judy Gold. She was like a famous comedian, like as we progressed. But Judy Gold was a legend, and she was the host. And so she gave me the first motivation because she said, you got funny stuff. She said, but you got to set them up, knock them down. Set them up, knock them down. Don't ramble, don't wander. You got some funny stuff. So, and they only gave you like 5 to 7 minutes or something like that. So that's like, you know what I mean? That's when I started going for it. And then Smokey's here. I don't know if anybody remembers a place called Smokey's, man. A place called Smokey's downtown. It was a barbecue joint black owned by this brother named Greg. And they used to come down from Philly. 2 Ray was the host. A guy named John Barber did a Saturday night, like once a month there, and did comedy. And he used to bring some really Mike Epps come through there, J.B. Smooth. He used to bring some people. That's before everybody was, boom. And 2 Ray was the host. So then 2 Ray told me come up Philly. So then I would start rolling with them. That was cool. That was real cool. I started rolling with That's Why. And all my Philly boys. And, because we ain't had no scene here. I had to hit the highway. Yeah. So, that's part of the journey right there, and then it's a long ride. Comedy's hard to go to date sometimes. You got to be just in it to win it. That's all. You just keep going. Take you all kind of places.
So as you would go, so that first time when you was doing at the strip live, where was that at? Was that Philly?
No. That was Manhattan. That's New York City. Yeah, the Comedy Strip Live. Yeah.
So you was bombing in New York, and then you bombed in Philly.
No, I didn't like that one. By the time I got to that, I was all right.
Okay.
I just wasn't. Okay. I wasn't sure. I was all right. I could take the claim. Now the Apollo was different.
Oh, you did the Apollo?
Listen, there's a dude named Drew Frazier.
You should have saw your eyes right there. I'm sorry, your eyes said a lot.
Yo, it was a dude named Drew Frazier hosted it. Drew Frazier, funny as hell, and he was part of New York Kings at one point. But Drew was hosting it, and he said, "Listen, break." He was like, "Break." Your name Breakout, right? I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Breakout. Listen, these folks don't like nobody, but," he said, "gospel singers and little kids." He said, "So just go out there and do your thing." So I went out there to give you like 6 minutes or something, I went out there. First 3 minutes, I was cool. First 3 minutes, I'm doing my thing. The other 3 minutes, and I could see these young boys, back then, we were relatively the same age, but they was a little bit younger. But they had buses and stuff come up for those shows, right? And young boys in the front, a couple people in the front. I got to about 3 minute mark, and I was doing all right. And they just was like, boo! They just, because that's what you want to do anyway. You want to boo somebody. So they booed the shit out of me, bro. Boo! But look.
So did the Sandman come through with the, you know what I mean?
Listen, Sandman came, that music started. Sandman, I seen him out the corner of my eye. Here comes Sandman. Nigga, I walked off. He wasn't gonna kick me in my pants. I seen Sandman. Boom! Like you staring at him, he catch you, you get mesmerized by his little stuff. And I noticed that. I told myself, because I caught the bus, I told myself, I said, Sandman come out, I'm bouncing. I told myself that. Because people get mesmerized in Sandman because he's entertaining, he's doing his clown shit. Then he get real close to you. He might hit you with the broom, kick you in your pants, anything. Shit's embarrassing. I was like, nope. I walk. Boom.
Oh, okay, now I gotta know. So who, like, what era was this? Like, who was the host? Was Kiki Shepard around? Like,
so I didn't make it to the Sunday thing. The Sunday thing is that's levels. So I didn't make it to the Sunday. So that people don't know that, but that's you leveled through a couple performances, and then they give you a shot on the Sunday or the Saturday night is what it was, and so that's what it was. So I probably hit the second level, and then that happened, and then it was over. It was like boom.
God.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was
okay. But the only thing I don't like about that was you couldn't leave with a lesson because, like, you pretty much did a decent set. It wasn't a bad set.
No, I was doing good. That's how I learned something. I was like, you know what? They want to boo. That's what they there for. So, like, you going to have, and it was some pretty talented people on the show with me. And I remember this young lady, she did like a Hezekiah Walker song, some shit she just did. It was all, and then it was a dance team of kids who they danced, and then they did something real cool. They started double dutching. It was cool. It was cool. And so it was some talented people on there. Just I wasn't talented.
How you was?
I was.
You was. They just wanted to fool you. They just wanted. They was ready to fire off. You wasn't a kid, and you ain't had no gospel in your squad.
Yeah.
So it was.
That's why. And my man told me that, and I just didn't process it at the time. He's like, listen. He said they like little kids and gospel people. Just do your thing. So he was basically prepping me like, don't even think about it. Just don't worry about it. Just do what you do. And and then after that, and then I just started going to Laugh House because Ray and all of them too was like, come on up to the Laugh House, boom, and then I was just part of that class up there. So that was cool. That was, and then I was rocking and rolling.
So okay, so how did you know that the stage was your home? Like, this is my, like, I'm here, like, I'm comfortable. This is my calling.
Once you get comfortable up there and you like, you know what, this is what I'm here for, man. I'm just, whatever I'm thinking about, and I can make people laugh from it, or just come up with something, or my experiences as a dad or working, and you just got a perspective that entertains. That's a gift. Like, that's a blessing. Not even a gift. It's a blessing that you can give a perspective and people laugh, and they like, you know what, I'm feeling that. That's the truth, because you give it the right gas, and you come and speaking from the heart, really. And then people vibe with you. Man. And once you make people, I used to make my family laugh when I was a kid. You know what I mean? I was always silly. I always hung out with, different sets of folks, and I was always the joker. So it just fit right into where, where I'm supposed to be, basically. That's
right. So you never let the booze discourage you. You never let like bombing or people not laughing. You never let that. You never like what made you keep getting on that stage? Because I feel like that gotta be hard sometimes.
Oh man, I mean, you know what though? You get so much. If you're funny, cats will give you advice. I mean, they give you advice if you're not funny. But if they think you got something and they think you're funny, you'll get people that will give you some great advice, people who are ahead of you in the game, and they'll give you some insight or they'll give you some advice, and that's what you got to carry. Even sometimes that you may not have listened particularly or applied what they told you, like it'll apply a little later. You know, just like if your parents told you something, your mom told you some shit, and then you really realize that, like, you know what, you right on that shit, and you apply it later. So I was fortunate that some people told me some good stuff. They could see you scared or nervous. You know, different crowds. You got to learn different crowds, brother. That's the thing, bites you in the ass too. You learn different crowds, man. From the hood crowd to the completely gentrified, you know what I'm saying, to total, I done did shit in the mountains. You know what I'm saying? So the whole range, I've done the whole range of crowds and events. And then each one of them I learned something different. And I'm talking about to this day, brother. I did one a couple weeks ago in this brother's big backyard, huge backyard, had tons of family from North Carolina and New York City and shit like that. And you say, well, how do you talk out with, I mean, people hire you. Private gigs is cool. People will hire you and pay you nice. But here's the deal. It's kids, grandma, people eating crabs. They just, oh yeah, whatever, you know. the whole vibe, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole vibe. So you learn how to you know, work your way through a lot of that stuff. And I remember Barbara Carlisle had told me that she was like, what you doing up there scared? Because she's from Tennessee, I think. She's like, Breakout, what you doing up there scared? You look like you're scared. Don't be scared. If you're scared, the crowd will bite you. That's just she said, so go up there and act like you got some sense and relax. I was like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. She was straight auntie. Yes, ma'am. You know what I mean? And that stuck with me. Always go up there because people can sense you a little nervous and scared. But you know, the beautiful thing, a lot of times people ride with you. They're like, you know, just get yourself together. You know, I've been fortunate. I only got booed really at, there's two things happened to you, G. They'll boo. I only got booed at the Apollo. The other one is they just straight ignore you and start talking. That's the
Yeah, they just get to their own conversation. Like
the other one, Brody, they just go on and go like this. Oh yeah, all right. Hey man, how you doing, man? You good? You been up with your mom? You know what I'm saying? They just go and ignore your ass. And you standing up there like talking, yeah, okay. But listen, we used to do a show in Atlantic City, so you could do the Laugh House. Like, I used to be booked at the Laugh House on the weekends, right? You could do the last show at the Laugh House and then ride over Atlantic City, because that show started late. That show started like 1:30 in the morning. Ride over there, get more money, or just work. You working. So you get working. So you go over there, you work. That crowd was outrageous because that crowd was a late night crowd. So they coming in either from the party or from the block. It was kind of gangster. And I seen them take a lot of people's, funny people, confidence in there, because you had to learn, AG, you couldn't tell that crowd, like, start telling a story about your son or something. Like what I mean is, you could be like, so I was taking my son to school the other day. So like, you kind of setting up your conversation, and they might go, fuck your son. Yo, who said that, yo? Yo, who said that? Why, bitch? You like, yo.
Yo, that sucks. Yo, that's hard, dog. Like,
wow. You like,
that's rough.
Yeah, so rough. You know, you be in some environments like that, man, but you learn. You know who used to host that? Kevin Hart was the host. Kevin Hart and Buck Wild were the original host of that joint. So we all worked at the Laugh House together. Kev, we was all at that Laugh House at the same time, straight money. And you know, Kev just boom. But people don't know Kevin in the game like 25 years, man.
I'm not gonna lie. That's one of the weird things that bother me when they talk about him being the industry plant. But it's really because he came up on the East Coast. He didn't go over to West Coast comedy clubs. He was in Philly. He was in New York. He was here. Like, we saw him.
He was here,
you know, and then it worked.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, man, that's the
Wait,
type of
so
stuff.
did anybody ever come at you like that while you were? I guess those are hecklers, but those is hood hecklers. Like, did you ever get
No,
that
yeah,
type of energy?
no, they got me one night. They got me one night, man. I got upset. I
How
mean,
did you kind of manage it?
look, I'm trying. So first of all, sometimes you at a disadvantage because you can't see. So you're up there at the bright lights, then the crowd's dark, and you can only see the people that's like right here. You can see them. So sometimes them shouts might be from the back. So you gotta have something quick, say something. You know what I mean? You gotta have something quick, and if you don't got something quick, you're gonna get angry. If you can't, so you better be quick. Somebody go fuck you, even fuck you back. You know, you just gotta be like, you gotta say something, or else it's gonna wrap up. One night they got me though. I got mad. I remember Kev was like, all right, come on. He start flashing me the light. He was like, all right, let me get Breakout. Breakout getting mad and shit. I was, them niggas.
Because you feel like they taking it, because not only are they feeling disrespectful, they're also taking the crowd away from you. So like,
Yeah.
if you let them get the crowd from you, then you're done all the way.
Yeah, man. Because then they say something and the crowd laughing, ha ha ha. You better have something quick. You better have something quick. But I seen people. You know the best move. You get a couple jokes off, and then you get one of them knucklehead crowds like that, and you get a couple jokes off. And I seen plenty of cats walk off. They be like, all right, y'all been a great audience tonight. I'm gonna see y'all. They just take that. They just take that. They just take that punch and get out the way. You know what I mean? Or else you gonna stand there and battle, but
Right,
for the
because if you
most
stand there
part,
in battle, you literally are going. You like at that point, you going back and forth with. Well, you got a microphone, so you
yeah,
can
you know what?
win.
You got the mic. That's why I said you better say something funny as hell or snap.
The heckler is like F your baby. like F your mama. Screw your mama. I don't care about. I was like they sound aggressive when they're heckling you.
Hey, look, they don't want to hear. I was trying to tell you, they don't want to hear no material, brother. They ain't trying to hear no material. You trying to set up and talk. They not trying to hear that. They want you to roast people, get on their boy. Somebody got a green jacket, a tight sweater. They want you to go in like that. They want that's you know, those are some of the degrees you want to hear crowds like that. You got to learn that the hard way. You can't slow walk around them. They ready
So some
for
crowds
some
don't want
action.
jokes. Like they don't want regular old setup jokes like comedy.
No,
Wow.
once upon
Okay. All
a
right.
time. No, I'm gonna turn that light on.
Wow. Okay. I mean, now we can see you with that light on. Right now, you about darker than me. But I feel like,
Oh man.
so okay, all right. So you started to learn how to manage that. How'd you learn to manage crowds, or what's the tip to figure out how'd you learn to manage crowds that have nothing to you when you ain't got nothing in common, right? You go to the woods. It's the mountains. It's a room full of Caucasians, right? That ain't never been to nowhere near nothing that you've dealt with consistently, right? How do you learn to work those rooms?
So that's what's key about the relevancy, because what you learn is everybody actually do have things in common. Be it raising kids, be it going to work, going to church, fixing your car. Everybody got common ground, man, and that's the beautiful thing. So it really isn't that hard. Only up here. That's it. You go, oh, I don't know what to say to these people. You do know what to say to them. Just talk to them. Look, I had to do a joint. There was at like a senior center, brother, and not the senior center like St. Patrick's Center. I'm talking about a gated community where these people lived. Like people got, you know what I mean, a couple dollars. They live in this nice place, and like this place has like a central building where everybody kind of goes to have dinner every night and they socialize and stuff. And it was a older crowd, and so I'm like, man, what am I going to really, especially you got to switch off from being like you in the clubs and stuff when you go to these places. Now you're like, you got to talk to some people. And shoot, man, them folks like stories. So I can think about stuff with my pops or just some experiences, family vacation, take them back in the day, sing a little bit. I done sang a couple times. You know what I mean? I make you like, gee, don't laugh, nigga. You like,
I just didn't know that you was studying pentagrams on that. I just didn't see it. I didn't see it.
Nah, you can face.
Okay.
Said singing. You was like,
Yeah, because I just didn't see you. Like, when I think about Ty, like, I get it. I didn't know you was like Shalimar. Like, I don't see you as that. Like, okay, fine. While we're here, give me a little bit of Rhythm of the Night.
Not the rhythm of the night.
I don't know what
Just because I'm light skinned, you gonna say rhythm of the
Yes,
night. You gonna be
yes,
thinking about.
100%.
I
That is
definitely
exactly
can't
why I
sing
picked
like the barge. I can't.
Not Chico? Maybe give me some Chico. No guarantees, huh?
No Chico, brother. Not Chico. Oh,
Don't do that.
snap.
Chico was rocking for one album. All right, wow, all right, let's go back. We're losing. All right, so, oh man. So you get up there. You started learning to do. Do you prefer to have rooms where, like, do you have a comfort zone, or do you prefer to when you got to try to figure it out?
Comfort zone. I'm gonna say my favorite is my people, especially my people grown up. You know what I mean? My folks, my grown up folks, because we encompass the whole thing. You know what I mean? That's a whole breadth of living and together. You know what I mean? We got the shared experiences are just, you know what I mean, through the roof. So that's my favorite, my people. That's, you know, that 30 to on up group of folks, man. That's the best. And then the general audience. So, you know, and then that's my two. I'm gonna tell you where I'm most comfortable is my folks and that general audience where you got everybody in the audience. And you know, because now you can really expand on some of the stuff you're talking about, because you can cover a whole lot of bases. You can really, you know, talk about everything at that point. Like, if I wanted to talk about happy days, I could talk. You know what I mean? I can, you know what I mean? Always just have fun with that crowd. You just talk and just be relevant. And so I could say that. But I mean, I love doing everybody. I love doing all the crowds. You know what I mean? But now I don't like always doing jokes with the young boys, because the young boys, you know what I mean, they don't laugh at nothing unless it's violent. Or,
Wait, what? They don't have enough
you
unless
gotta
it's
tell
violent.
shooter stories. And them,
Wow. Okay.
you gotta tell stories from off the block, messing with them. And they
Because
like
that's what they think.
a lot of
That's
freak
what they want
conversation.
to.
Huh?
Because that's what they identify with,
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah. Or you go on freak. You had the freak book ready. You know what I'm saying? Had them freaky stories ready.
Is that low hanging fruit though for a comedian? Like, anybody could do kind of. Okay.
So they might
Okay.
have some freaky story. But listen, even when you delivering that, you got to be silly. You got to be fun with it. You know what I mean? So you just got to be fun with it. You know, that Leroy's type crowd. You guys got to be fun with it. You just got to have fun, tell your stories, have a good time. You know what I mean? So it's all relevant. You know, everybody's kind of connecting. But I have a good time, man. That's the whole thing. And you know, there was a time where a brother might be tight. Like, I remember comedy kind of transitioned from sort of like you know, just being funny and having like jokes, let's say. And then there was a point where it turned into like a conversation, having a funny conversation. And you had to make things funny and not just ha ha this and that you know what I mean? It gets hacky, as they call it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, and I enjoyed that. I enjoy that. We just talking now. We just talking crowd. We the mic and let's go. You know.
Did that change before or after kind of Dave's comeback? Because I never noticed that until you said it, and now that I think about it, I kind of think about when, like, because now when Dave Chappelle does his stand-ups, one of the differences for him and everybody else is he'll sit on a chair, just like, or he'll walk around just talking to you, and that kind of changed the world a little bit.
Yeah, it changed. It changed the game up a little bit. I mean, now you know, when the legends do it, it's different. See, when you listen, you watching a PhD level, doctorate level cat. And so he's got it captured, and they hanging on every word. So, you know, watching like a dude like him, it's like watching the guys back in the day, because some black folk not familiar with like a George Carlin. George Carlin up there talking about everything. You know what I mean? He up there, Paul Mooney. they talking about everything. Now, you got it set up in the mind as a joke or something that they talked about and worked on, but they talked about something, and these guys all collaborated with different cats at times, but they was on stage every single day of the week in a lot of ways. They was on stage all the time. But like you watch a Paul Mooney, he's having a conversation. He's just telling you from the muscle what's going on. Same thing like a Dick Gregory. I saw Dick Gregory at the Laugh House, and Dick Gregory talked for like 2 hours, man. 2 hours. He just rapped, and it was just intriguing. It was funny, intriguing, and then he comes from, he comes from the struggle and civil rights and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like sitting in college.
Learn so much. So much information.
Yeah. And they spin it, they give you some knowledge, and you're like, oh man, that's funny. And then you're like, wow, that's real. And so you get a little depth. That's when you get served some real shit then, But that's the whole part that's enjoyable. You know what I mean? You just climbing and you're learning more. So that's fun, man. I just enjoy it. And I do corporate shit too. Corporate shit different too.
Well, what's the difference between doing like an open crowd and then doing a more corporate office besides language?
Well, yeah, language, and they're there to escape. They're not really there, to press the pedal on something. They're there to get away from stuff and have a laugh. You know what I mean? So, you just got to connect on them. But then, I did a room full of chemists. It was like they had me at the DuPont experimental station. Did a whole thing. Room full of, like, chemists and really super smart people, brother. And we succeeded. Me and another cat. Yes.
I should hope so. One of the things I learned about comedians, to be a stand-up comedian, you have to have a level of intelligence, because you got to be able to talk to different people about different things. So you got to know a little bit about all types of stuff, it seemed like.
Oh man, me and my man Keith Purnell, Keith, yeah, Keith, we up there, yeah, me and him, we rocked out up there, and we had a good time with the chemists and the biologists and all of them. It was just, the meet and greet afterwards was weird because, well, not weird, it was interesting because one dude was like, so what are you reading right now? What's your book? I was like, I was like, USA Today? I don't know what this, I'm just
Look, I ever said The Source? You ever seen The Source? Maybe Double XL?
Yeah, I was like, I'm kind of reading like a Star Wars comic right now. Man, you hit me with a left right there, brother. I was supposed to say something. I was supposed to be on a New York bestseller or something.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what you do. Next time, just say the Bible. They ain't got nothing.
Just say the good book. The good book. That's what I've been reading. Oh, okay. All right. They'll back off then. Oh, okay.
Oh man. All right. So in that world, right? Did you notice that your audience grew up with you? Because like literally, the age range of comedians, like as you grow, because you like your people, do you feel like kind of your fans, as you experience more and you grew as a comedian, the people who was at your shows did too a little bit?
Yeah. Yep, because what's cool too, man, is if ever every comedian will tell you this, the best thing is when somebody comes up and tells you a favorite joke of theirs that you do. That's one of the best things. Somebody go, oh man, I remember you did this joke about such and such, man. I love that joke. That's a good feeling. That's a good feeling. Because like comedy is subjective, right? So you got people go like, I like DL Hughley, I don't like DL Hughley. You gotta be, I like, he's better than this guy and all that kind of stuff. It's all on taste and flavor. That's all. And because all them cats that you can name, every single one of them's hilarious. There's none of them that aren't funny. They're all hilarious. It's just one hits you this way, one hits you that way, and then whatever your frequency is, you know what I mean? You just would be, maybe, oh, I like him. It's not anything like this guy's better than that guy. Really, it truly is. Really, what he's talking about, different flavor, boom, 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 just might not be what you always vibe with, but it's funny. And he just might not be your funny per se, but it's funny. They funny as hell. DL Hughley funny as hell, man. But see, he can get into politics. He can touch on stuff that, you know, everybody not messing with like that. So that's the main thing that you learn too, and just telling regular people that, you know what I mean? Oh, I don't like, you know how to go, name somebody. You ever see that stuff on Facebook? Name somebody that you name a comedian that you don't think is funny. Which I'm always laughing. I'm always like, you know what I mean? It's like, come on, man.
Yeah,
And I'm always
that got
like,
Steve Harvey in trouble.
all these cats are funny, man. All these cats are funny. They just different funny. That's all. So, you know, I always say that. I mean, there's so many hilarious, like white boys, that's hilarious. But like maybe the average, say, black person may not watch them. You know, they're like, I don't like. But man, you watch Jim Gaffigan, you gonna sit there and crack up. You gonna sit there and go, yo, this motherfucker's funny. You know what I mean? So it's all matter of taste. Trying different. You at the buffet, you was trying different stuff. That's all. That's all.
So as you're trying different stuff, right? You've been in comedy for what, about a little over 20 years.
Yeah.
As you're trying all the things, for you personally, comedy kind of changed. It changed in two different ways, right? One of the ways was it went from saying, oh, whatever is funny. If you say it and it's funny, it don't matter as long as it's funny, to it being, you better watch your mouth. You can get canceled. You can lose a job. You can lose a check. You can lose, like, the world got sensitive.
That came along with social media. See, because social media gives everybody a voice. So now, just say one thing that you said in a 90-minute show, and somebody could just take that bite and run with it, and it can just grow legs and just run all through social media and go viral. It's the one thing you said at this show. Now, and then it could be totally taken out of context. Because now you got a whole people sharing, you got a whole bunch of people sharing this piece, but they don't have the other piece to it. They don't have the beginning of it or the conclusion. They just got the one part that's like, what? You know what I mean? And that's what social media has done for us, people's opinion, because you have people who never even watched or went to a live comedy show chiming in on, well, that's not right when he said that, and you're not necessarily into what exactly the person was saying. You know, they totally missed what he was trying to say or what she was trying to say. You know what I mean? I mean, if you think about, like, back in the day, like Chris Rock had them 3 beautiful HBO specials.
Yeah.
Crushed back in the day.
Yes. Bring the pain, bigger and blacker. Ooh, almost got it.
Bring the pain, bigger and blacker, and somebody chime in and say that.
It probably was Chris Rock. Like, it probably was Chris Rock. It probably was self-titled.
Somebody hurry up and put the third one in there. We got.
They don't remember like we don't remember. What you talking about?
So it's bring the pain, bigger and blacker, and
right.
But look, the one when he said, you know, when Chris Rock goes, there's niggas and then there's niggas.
Yes.
That's like one of his most famous bits. So like something like that. I always think about that. But I understand the OJ joke.
Never scared.
Never scared. Never scared. But the OJ joke, remember that? But I understand. Man, and they would have went crazy on him these days.
Yeah.
But but they would be able to take that little piece where he says that. I'm not saying OJ was right, but I understand. Oh, they would have lost it on that instead of seeing like the overall point he was making in that conversation. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. I believe it's a lot of social. I mean, social media is almost like like I always said, your ego. You got to manage your ego because your ego is your friend and your enemy. So you got to really manage it. Yeah, it could be it's your friend and your enemy.
Tell me more about that, because that's a gym, and somebody in the back need to hear that. Wait, so why is it your friend and your enemy?
So your ego can motivate you. Your ego's like, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I can do it. I do it for my peoples. They believe in me. I believe in me. And man, I'm bigger. I can what? And also your ego can have you like, yeah, I can do it. I did it. I'm that dude. That's right. You know, I can do anything. I can do whatever I want. See what I mean? You gotta manage. You gotta, okay, ego, chill out. Let's measure ourselves. Let's keep it, directed and in the right, space. You don't want to get in the negative space. Stay in the right space. You know what I mean? How many times your ego was like, yo, G, hit that, G, you need to hit that. Yeah, but it's 2 o'clock. So, man, it's my duty. See?
Sometimes you gotta show up for yourself, is what you're saying. Sometimes you gotta show up for you. It ain't about you.
You should plan with. The other side, like, yo, we should have been went home. Man, shut up. Your ego, like, we could push it all night. We could push it all night. You good?
Oh man, wake up next to Hennessy and a bad decision.
75 messages. You got 75.
Oh, in other words, by the way, if you're watching this in the back, I need you to know the moral of the story is just say no.
Yeah. Just be like, no, I'm going to sleep. So,
I'm going to sleep. I can't. Yeah, because you don't realize you done had too many shots, and you're hearing a voice, but essentially it's really like a horse noise coming at your face. You don't know it. You won't know till you wake up. But you wake up and you be like, wait, why is that Clydesdale? Yeah, brother, you chose that life. Okay, you chose.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Now you mad at your boys? Why you ain't warm me?
Nigga, he was like, nigga, you kept saying, yo, she like a sexy Lizzo. And you like, and we was like, what the fuck's he talking about? She like Lizzo, bro. I'm like that, man. But she wasn't really.
She wasn't really at all.
She wasn't really. No fat shaming. No fat shaming, y'all.
No. And I want all of you to live your best life and enjoy your worst decision.
Yeah.
So, enjoy your worst decision, people. That's all I can ask you to do. I can't talk. If I talk to bro, I would give myself a joke. I can't talk to you. All right.
We done come into a bar conversation, G.
Yes. You're cutting up. Oh man. Okay, so wait. So how did you navigate the fact that you could get canceled, or like you had to watch your mouth, and like, or did you even just say screw it?
I caught myself a few times. And that's live. I'm not, on TV or anything like that. That's me catching myself. Sometimes you do got to know your audience. So that's one thing in comedy you got to know. You always got to know your audience. So I usually like to get there early so I can see everybody. I like to be at places early. I can relax and I can see everybody coming in, and I'm like, all right, this is what we got tonight. But you should always know your audience, and it takes time. Some get it, some don't. It depends on who you are. Some people just say, I'm going to say this, I'm going to talk about this, and then all comedians know they've witnessed somebody get into something where you're like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why would I be at, like I told you, I did these shows and, totally backwood crowd. I did shows with a totally white crowd up in Pennsylvania somewhere, right? And you keep it to a nice, funny zone. Stay funny. So it wouldn't be in my best interest to start saying, bleach blonde, bad built, body, you know what I mean? They'd be like, oh, wait a minute.
Right. That's that country that, like, yeah, I was about to ask you if you ever did a Trump crowd, or like, I mean, they might not say it, but you can feel it. It's a
yeah. I've done a couple of them. So sometimes, you get work for all kinds of stuff. Nice events. But I got enough. So as a professional, you should have enough material to where, you can keep like this. So like if you was to bring something up, let's just say you want to dip your toe in the water. And you go, I'm going to challenge the crowd a certain way, right? So get challenged, it better be funny. It better be funny. It better be poignant. It better be on spot. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to make it adversarial. You don't want to make it adversarial. You want to make a point maybe, and they get it. Because most crowds, most grown people, they think, they know, and you make a point and you say it, and they laugh. They go, you know what, you're right. They sit back, they laugh. You know what, he's right. That's funny. That's funny. And that's all you gotta rely on. Just be funny. You know, like I had a conversation about, you know, say LGBT jokes, LGBTQRS, whatever jokes, right? And cause I know, because they keep adding letters. We just keep adding. What's that? What's that one for? But look, but look, but look, it gotta be funny. It can't be, you know, like making fun of folks, like to me, because they get it. They get the joke. You make it funny. They get the point. They go, yeah, you're right. You know, he's right. You know what I mean? He's funny. That's right. But you can't be like stabbing at him. You know what I mean? Or trying to be like, yeah, you know, you just got to be funny.
It can't feel personal. It can't feel like it's about attack.
Right. It can't be attack. It's got to be tactful and funny. And that way, it's an embrace. You know what? You made a good point. There's, you know, people come up to you and be like, yeah, that shit was funny. So, you know, that's where you got floated. But but listen, brother, that kind of stuff, you just learn that shit. You learn that shit.
Right.
You know, and you might not, it might not have been you. You might have seen somebody else get hit. And you're like, okay, yeah, well, damn. You know what? He did the wrong thing right there. Or like, that didn't work. You know, it's not even just that it's the wrong thing. It didn't work with these people. Don't do that. You can see it coming. You can go, shit. You know what I mean? I've seen some bad stuff.
So now, what about the world? Like the other side that changed for you was outside of cancel world was the world went into skits and like social media turned into having people who are comedians be comedians but never have to touch a stage, or they're like thought of by the time they hit a stage they got a whole packed room but they ain't told a joke yet because they just been doing internet stuff.
Yeah, it's a whole new world, brave new world on that kind of stuff. So like it's told, you got to have some content. You got to have, listen, at one point we rejected it. It is, you know, but if you're doing anything right now as a stand-up comedian, it behooves you to have some kind of content, be it you live, be it maybe you participate in skits if you do that, or you have something to present in this digital world now, because people way ahead on that. Because what a lot of folks forget is that a lot of people watch when they were doing these vines. Vines to me was like a test market of what we got now. Because those guys was doing, how long were those things? 10 seconds?
Yeah.
It was all like little 15-second bites. They were under 30 seconds, something like that, 15-second bites. And people got famous off of that. And then they just kind of transitioned over to this part that we're in now, and it worked. Now, what happened was those guys got really skillful at those bits and doing sketches and stuff like that because they're entertaining, something for you to watch. But then it didn't always translate if they went in, because people want to see them and they go to the stage, because then that's a whole different kind of work. That's a whole different work. That's performing live in front of live people. And the thing is not quick cuts and stuff like that gets you right to the funny part immediately. And just even the quick cuts are entertaining. Blah, 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 blah. You're just saying something and it just keeps layering, piling up. So now taking that to the stage, you got to learn some timing and all this kind of stuff and your presence up there and all like that, because we all the comedians out here did shows with folks, sold out show, because people came to see the IG person, the online famous person. They came to see him, and that's what they want to see, this person live. But that person is not really skilled for like doing a show. Bam, they just there so people see them, and they kind of like, you know, it ain't work out. Now vis-a-vis, you have cats who are already stand-up comedians, funny as hell, and they kind of smoothly transitioned or jumped in that pool, and boom, 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 and it took them up. You know, took them way up, because once you get your audience and they like what you're saying, I mean, you good, and then it's a bonus when people come see you, and you can charge whatever, and people come see you, and then you are funny, you are stand up funny. So then that's a bonus. But you do have to have some stuff online, man. You know, I've been working on that for a minute, because my thing is that I don't want. So my whole hold up, because I'm gonna just be truthful. I'm in bullshitting just on this point. I don't want to do what everybody else is doing, right? So I want to figure out the niche to where, you know, I can translate my shit as anybody wants to. You want to find where your space is and doing it, and not the copycat. Now, copycat route has been successful for quite a few people. I'm just like, all right, you know, because like it's like a million reaction videos and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But listen, these guys is eating. They eating off of them being that face that they see every day, and people see this person in their feed every day, and they eating off of that shit. But, you know, it's just on what you got creatively. You just got to come up with something. Come up with something, man. That's all. You know, you can come up with something.
So is that what led you to the Gig Road podcast?
The Gig Road podcast, yes, because I'm gonna tell you just a quick synopsis. I've been on the road. Been on the road a lot. That's why we call it. That's why I call it the Gig Road. That was always a hashtag I used. Gig Road, funny work. You know what I mean? Blessings, gratitude. Those are like my main hashtags that I add on to my stuff. And the Gig Road thing is everybody that I've met, everybody I know in show business has a story to tell. So, you know, you pop in, you'll see what I'm talking about. And, you know, we do a little funny stuff. We don't do other stuff. But then one of the main conversations is that road work. And so, you know, I'm telling people this. So we're gonna pop it off this Monday. What's Monday's date? This Monday coming up. What is that? The 16th?
Yep.
That's gonna be the first one. Boom, boom. 16th. I'm gonna have a couple some funny, interesting people with me, and you know, I got a new artist. There's a girl artist here who's very entertaining young lady. Blue Tulip. I want people to check her out. She got music on all the platforms. She's going to be on there with me, and my boy Keith Purnell, and a couple other people gonna pop in. But she's an artist person. Has got something coming up. She got something coming up. Yeah, she'll be down there at the riverfront with Tim Dog. That's coming up. And it's got a lot of stuff in the big barbecue coming up. Vegan barbecue. It's gonna be at Fox Run Park. It's gonna be dope. But so that's one of the artists, and that's my other thing, G. I'm trying to, you know, I was doing that little cabaret, and my whole goal with that cabaret, it's I'm not gonna use the words difficult.
Hold on. Time out. By the way, so just so y'all know, you're watching Hats Off with G-Jones. My guest is Breakout Jamison. You know what I mean? Well, nationally famed comedian, just hilarious, and he actually hosts the cabaret, the Artscape Cabaret, every third Wednesday. If I'm a beast, if I remember that part.
We put a cap on it till September.
Okay.
Because it's hot.
Yeah.
It's hot. Yeah, and nobody's inside. But my whole goal with that was to get the arts community in this area together, because I perform with so many talented freaking people that people don't know, people haven't seen, the people that haven't seen you. You did some magical work there at Northside Day last year. It was dope, and it was like 1,000,000 degrees out there. And so I'm always trying to get the community together. I know so many singers, beautiful singers. I know so many people play instruments, comedians, you know, to anybody. And I try to make that so they come out and share, and we can kind of fellowship too. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We can kind of get together and talk shop and have a good time, and then at the same time show your wares. So, you know, that was my whole thing with that. I just wanted the community. I feel like we don't have, like when I go other places, it's a whole community. You know, I mean, these are bigger cities, of course. I mean, Wilmington, Delaware is just not barely 100,000 people. But there's a bunch of talented people here, so I always try to get them together and promote them and big up, big support. You know what I mean? So that's my main thing with that. When it comes to
Absolutely. Now, by the way, just so you know, this is one of the things that irritates the hell out of me. Wilmington, Delaware is barely 100,000 people, but Newcastle County is almost 500,000. It's almost the size of DC, right? But we treat it like, oh, I gotta drive 20 minutes. I don't know if I'm gonna make it, right? Like, well, it's not, whereas if it was any other city,
too.
We all have been like, like that's just, it's a thing. But any other city, those bigger cities, in theory, they might be driving an hour to do the same type of stuff. So
I remember I was young and I was a young boy. I turned down some tail because now listen, see, man, you way down Newark.
Bless your soul. Bless your soul. Okay. All right.
15, 20 minutes. I just was like, man, I don't feel like it. 15, 20 minutes. What is it? But I was
wow. Yeah, you was. I get it. Listen, you said I got Jergens for 3 seconds away from me. All right.
I didn't say that. I didn't never like Jergens, but no.
It was way too lumpy. It's way too lumpy.
Yeah, it gets a little messy. I don't like Jergens.
Oh my God. This is why. Oh man, they're gonna take me off the air on the show that they don't put me on. All right. Oh my goodness. All right, so now with that said, I ask all my guests this question. Because I'm always curious. If you had to give advice to a younger version of yourself, okay? So a younger version of yourself, what advice would you give that younger version of yourself?
Manage yourself well and your money well, and if you got any dream at all, fund your dream yourself. Fund it. Break off money to get to your shit. Just focus on that. Take care of business now. You can't sleep on, so everybody's not single, no kids and shit like that. That's different. Then you can just sleep on people's couches and shit like that to get where you're going. But if you holding down some folks, you holding down some kids or family or something, or your own whatever you got going on, take care of business, but break off for your dream. Just keep breaking off, and then chase that shit, man. Just pursue it, man. Just pursue it with all your shit. That's all. That's what I'm telling you. Hey, bro, don't worry. Just get it. Just go for it. Just go for it. Because a lot of people in entertainment and stuff like that, they got pauses and stuff in the journey. Some people need to go super hard, and some people there's a pause in it, and it might be time to break, boom, boom, boom. And that's nothing but learning. Those are all steps to where you're going. So it's not a bad thing per se. But I would say that if I knew something, different, if I knew back in the day, I would have approached a couple things differently. You know what I mean? I would have went a little. I would have had a more solid plan at going at certain opportunities. That's all. That's all.
Right.
You know what I mean? I tell my sons, I give it out to my sons all the time. I tell them the same stuff, and they've been doing all right.
That's dope. That's dope. Not like, and I gotta give you your flowers. At Northside Day, it was a quick conversation. I don't know if you remembered it, but you even gave me advice. I just asked you for advice, like, and namely, I'm a poet. People think I'm a comedian because I'm funny. I have never done that, right? But I do, I host different things, but what you told me applies to me even as a poet. In every world I walk into, was you said you should have a universal 15, meaning like you need 15 minutes you can do in front of any crowd roughly, like whatever that means, you gotta have 15. And I was like, huh. Like I sat back literally after that. I started compiling. I was like, wait, which ones can I go and do in front of any room? So if somebody say, yo, G, I need you to hit up this stage for 15, what I'm gonna do, right? And a lot of people, artists, don't kind of have a tuck. Like, oh, this is no matter what. If I get lost on stage, what can I just run to, right? And when you told me that, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. It means you're always kind of prepared.
You're always ready. Yep, always have them ready and be like, you know what? If somebody's happy, hey man, what you doing? You could be in any kind of situation. The guy's not here yet. You think you could do some time? And boom, stuff like that. When you hanging around the scene happens all the time. And so just always be ready. Have that back pocket, you know, and just do your thing. Have fun. When I told you to, where I said, have fun, man. Just go up there, have fun. Shit, don't
Well,
stress.
and if you having fun, the audience most likely will enjoy the time with you as well, right? I
Yep.
think that even you kind of confirmed this for me. Another misconception about audiences: most audiences are looking to have a good time. They're not looking to have to boo. They're not looking to be disconnected.
No, they're there
They
for
want.
fun. Because listen, when you get the drunk guy, heckler, the heckler guy, God saying too much, you tell the crowd, tell him shut the fuck up. They'll say it because they're getting annoyed. You like, hey, everybody,
Right,
just tell Joe over here, shut the fuck up. They'll go shut the fuck up because the crowd really there.
right.
They'll do it. The crowds there have good times. So you don't never have to worry about somebody like, somebody being goofy. Just have fun, man. You had, like you said, the crowd see you having fun, they are having fun. So that's all it is, man. But
Absolutely.
I had a good time, which I'm only doing is because my battery just said 5%.
Yes, sir. We about to wrap this up right now. But I tell everybody, and you know this, I tell people, if you give me a word, I give you a poem. Now, why you think of a word? I'm telling people right now. On Wednesday, I am at the UAE Amphitheater.
Okay.
Dope Bay is the person's name at the UAE. My part starts at 6:30. I'm gonna have a guest with me. I'm pulling out some surprises. But my part starts at 6:30. The main show starts at 7. That's downtown Wilmington. Thursday, I'm back here with Representative Sherry Dorsey. Everybody loves Sherry, Miss Sherry Dorsey. You know what I'm saying?
She's a sweetheart. She's our sweetheart representative right there. She's the best. She's the best.
You know it. And then Friday, I'm at the Art Loop. Yes, I'm doing poetry to the art. The arts. So y'all gonna catch me, get on a little shuttle joint, bong bong, I'm outside. And then Saturday, I'm at Janice King's art show. And then Sunday, I'm asleep. Don't talk to me. So
busy.
I'm trying to get like you. I'm trying to get like you.
Keep that calendar filled up, man.
So, with that said, you got a word for me, sir?
Winning.
Okay. I'm thinking. Shouts out to Bronny. Okay, now hold up. I know what you're thinking. If you're in the game, most of the time, the way that you're playing, they already critiquing. They always got something to say when they're not playing with you. I get it. They're not supposed to get you. They ain't supposed to tell you how you supposed to move. They ain't supposed to tell you how to get in your groove. And most of all, how they gonna tell you how to win if all they know is how to point out the ways that you lose? I'm confused. See, you wind up with everybody trying to tell you that you are born to fall. My man Malcolm Coley told me that, listen, my calling isn't a conference call. So I picked it up and I'm going to answer it. I'm going to make sure that when I do what I got to do, I'm pouring out my soul and my spirit. I'm working through my purpose, so I'm not getting lost in the fact that y'all don't have to fool with it. I got my own audience. They listening to it. Right? So I don't look for random cancellations as long as I understand that the words that I'm saying are meant for your heart to start to smiling. And I don't care if you start to wilding because you don't understand what I'm just playing. I need you to get what I'm meant to do before I start decaying. This is me living the way I'm supposed to, doing the things I'm supposed to be. I'm not fighting myself just to appease you and then being mad at me. I'm just G. See, what I'm trying to say is the same thing that Ty been saying from the beginning. Is Charlie Sheen meant what he said when he said winning.
Damn.
That's it. Winning. That's all I got. Charlie Sheen, he meant that. Okay, he meant that.
He meant that. Yeah, he was high as hell, but he meant that. That was great. He gave you some crack knowledge. That was all.
Yo, I want a conversation between Kanye and Charlie Sheen. I feel like that.
Oh, that's gold.
That's it.
That's gold.
That's gold. That's it. Listen, if anybody out there can do impersonations or voices, do it and do that. Because that is the one. Okay? That's the one.
I'm going to put that request in it like Godfrey. Godfrey can do all the voices. Godfrey could probably do that. That would be hilarious.
So where can people find you, my good guy? You hear me? Oh, he might have died. I knew he said he was at 5%. This feels like somewhere between Charlie Sheen, Kanye, and Godfrey. It might have fell off. Either way, I guess we're going to wrap this one up. This has been an amazing episode. Again, thank you to my man, Ty, Breakout Jamison, for joining the show. This was hilarious. I hope I ain't saying nothing to get myself in trouble. This was listen. This hopefully Instagram won't take me off the air. But again, thank you to him. Thank you to all for joining in. This has been amazing. Y'all have a great night. And like I always like to say, love yourself first, and everything else will fall into place. This is Hats Off with G-Jones.